Thanks to the supporters and channel member Stuart Chatterton. Oh, it's all coming together, Mrs Wearmouth. Thank you for the extra money you've given us to spend in January. We're off shopping for Brazilian wonder kids. Yeah, just Brazilian teenagers will do. I agree. We're probably not quite at wonder kid stage yet, but as long as they're Brazilian, that works for me. Hello and welcome to part 94 of Homegrown. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have two games for you in the Premier League. We're at home against Birmingham and then away against Everton. Since you were last with me, we've had quite the run of Premier League games. And actually, the best thing about this little run that we've had is we only lost one of them. It's actually been a really, really good run of form. In fact, is it one or two? What did you see last? I think last episode we had Villa and Liverpool, didn't we? So he then did lose against Man United as expected. But a Carabao Cup win over Leeds. In fact, we're on quite the Carabao Cup run. We beat West Ham as well in that. So we've got a Carabao Cup semi-final over 2 legs against Birmingham, who we play in the league now. They are bottom of the league. We could actually have a Carabao Cup final in our future, which would be awesome. But off the back of the Cup run, which has kind of sparked the season off with a relatively straightforward route to those semi-finals so far, we managed to get a draw at home against Chelsea. And then I think we started to get our confidence. We won away against Southampton. We had a nice little 10-0 win during an international break against Milton Keynes Irish. We did lose against Leeds in the Premier League. That was our one defeat on this little run. But we followed that up with a 4-0 win over Burnley. I don't really know where that came from. Drew against West Ham, then beat Brighton, drew against Arsenal, and then knocked West Ham out of the Carabao Cup, as mentioned before. So this is what the Premier League table looks like. Better than I possibly could have hoped for at this stage of the season, really. 17 games played, 19 points on the board. We're ahead of the Kev ratio. We're up in 14th place. If the end the season now, this is phenomenal. But the fact that we could potentially have a run through to that Carabao Cup final, and you know, I mean, it's going well. Hold on, let's have a look. What's going on in the Carabao Cup? Let's not count our chickens, but okay. So it doesn't matter if we get to the final. We're losing the final either way. But it'll be nice to it'll be nice to have a day out at Wembley. You know we like Wembley. But for now, we've got to beat Birmingham in the league. I'd rather beat them in the league than the cup. So let's go for a victory today. And this is the team that we're sending out there to look for that victory. We're going with Williams in goal. A back four of McCartan, Davies, Barr and Curry. Akani and Hodgkinson in midfield. Richardson is starting on the left-hand side. Kenlin Richardson, who you remember is, I think he's our club record signing. Actually, he's not. Williams probably would be. We spent a lot of money on him in the summer. It took him a little bit of time to settle in. He came in as a 2-star player. He's now gone up to 3 stars thanks to some impressive performances for the under-23s, doing a little bit of a Mick Powell. We got him into the team a couple of matches ago, and he came in against West Ham, scored on his debut. And then we've also played him off of the bench against Arsenal and West Ham. Was that a Carabao Cup game? I think that might have been a cup game. And he came in and scored on his debut. Hold on. No, that was the cup game. So he scored on his debut in the league. What a good boy. But we've brought him in mainly because Micah Hamilton has now gone out on loan, as mentioned in the last episode. Ola Richards has been fantastic, but isn't fit to play today. Ola Richards has been on an incredible run. He's up to a 3.5-star player. Yeah, that doesn't tell the whole story. Hold on. That's the story I'm trying to tell. A 9.6 and a 7.5. I say an incredible run. He had 2 good back-to-back games. But it sorted his rating out as well. So Richardson is going to be on the left. Connor Roberts is our saviour, by the way. This good run of form has coincided with the return to the team of Connor Roberts. Look, he's playing all the time again. Connor Roberts is back. I still like him, and I actually think Hodgkinson is playing the best form of the season since he's moved back to playing in central midfield as this Mazzala. Oh, Kev. Oh, Kev. We're playing better. Just ignore the ratings. Ratings are dumb. Ali Basic's on the right, and Renan. Why am I not playing Renan? Past Kev, what's your thoughts about Renan? So you played him, and he scored against West Ham. Why are you dropping him? One moment. Right, I now see what Past Kev was thinking. He's trying to be clever. Hopefully it works. We played on the 14th, the 17th. This is the 21st. We play again on the 26th and then again on the 1st. He's rotating. I hate it when Past Kev tries to get clever, but this does make sense. So Richardson, Roberts, Ali Basic, Costa Bile up front, And that means the likes of Collier, Onyango, Renan, Francis, they're available to rotate in for the next game. It makes sense now. I'm still so unused to the idea of rotation. Yeah, there you go. 3 players rotating out, 3 more rotating back in. They're all players where we've got good cover in their position. So, yeah, it does make sense. Birmingham are the worst team in the league. So let's rest Renan against this lot and hope that even without Renan and Richards, we've got what it takes to get past them. That's the theory. Richardson with a lovely in-swinging free kick. He was looking for Harrison Davies. Can't find him. McCartan there with a very solid tackle, but it's FM21. Solid tackles mean nothing. You always give the ball back to the opposition. There's no point in tackling in this game. Connor Roberts doing some good closing down work there, as is Costa Bile, putting pressure on the Birmingham defenders, Birmingham goalkeeper, and that pressure is rewarded as Ali Bassett wins the ball back, but then immediately gives it straight back to Birmingham again, and there's a ball over the top here, and Birmingham are in, and Alex Williams makes the save. Only 4 minutes on the clock. That would have been a very unfortunate start. We are at home against a team. This is one of the first times this season where we're playing a game that you would expect us to win, because we're a better side than Birmingham. We were a better side than them last year. We're certainly a better side than them so far this year, and it's our home fixture, and we're in reasonably good form. It would have been very upsetting to go behind early on in this game, but then who knows how the game is going to respond to me messing around with rotation and taking 2 of our best players in the shape of Richards and Renan out of the side and saving them for the next match. Maybe we're not big and clever enough to be able to do rotation just yet. Is that an own goal from Davies? That's sad. So Harrison Davies with an own goal. 14 minutes gone. It's Birmingham have looked like the most likely team to go and grab a goal. Am I learning here that we shouldn't ever be rotating? Maybe. This is where the logic perhaps is a little bit broken. Maybe we should have rotated them out for the game we were probably going to lose anyway. And he's gone up the other end and made up for it. Less than a minute later, he's just gone, right, I'm going to have one at the other end then, lads. Come on my head. 6th goal of the season already for Davies. Remember when he stopped scoring goals a few years ago? That's done, isn't it? It's a lovely header from him to equalise. But let me know your thoughts in the comments about rotation. A team like us, should we be playing our absolute strongest team in games like this against the likes of Birmingham where we should be winning, and then we can rotate when we play Chelsea because we're probably going to lose anyway? Or do we give ourselves the best chance of getting results in the bigger games, meaning that we then play a slightly weaker team against a slightly weaker teams, which I guess that's your more traditional method of rotation that you'd do if you were a slightly better side than we are. I do wonder if I've got this the wrong way round today. We'll see how we get on. Still only 20 minutes gone. We're definitely still in the game. Davies is just scoring all the goals for everybody. He just wants TV time. He wants to be featured plenty on Match of the Day, so he's just going to keep getting involved in the action at both ends of the pitch. Curry with the clearance. It's a poor one, though, because it didn't go very far. It just moved across the pitch rather than going forward and ended up back in Birmingham possession. And they are spending a lot of time camped out in our half at the moment. We need to get the ball clear a little bit. Richardson trying to do that and plays it into Costa Bile. It's ended up in a really lovely pass for Costa Bile, who got in and probably should have done a little bit better with the chance that was presented to him. It was a good ball from Richardson, who hasn't looked out of place in this team just yet, which is, I guess, a good thing. He's an England under-20 international. He should be a good player for us. Curry with the cross, looking for Richardson, who couldn't win the ball. It's back with Roberts, though, who gives it to Akani. And Akani, another misplaced pass from us. We've been very, very sloppy today. Again, I wonder if the rotation has told the players subconsciously that we can be a little bit complacent in this game. Sloppy passing is fine today. Barr now looking for options ahead of him. Finds Richardson to Akani. Back to Barr again. And now Akani spraying it out to Curry on this right-hand side. Richardson and Curry combining. Again, the two of them knocking the ball back and forth between them. It eventually is played into Costa Bile, and his header, I think that's just touched the top of the crossbar. And we are getting a decent spell of attack towards the end of this first half. A goal here would be a nice reward for that. Curry playing it into Hodgkinson, who slides it in to Richardson, and Kenlin Richardson has his 2nd goal of the season already. We might have a new star here, boys and girls. We spent a lot of money on him, back in the summer. I imagine there were some raised eyebrows, but now he's finally getting a little bit of a go in the side. He is not letting us down at all, and he looks like a player who, I don't want to say he looks like a Premier League player already, but he looks more than anyone else in this squad so far as a player who's like, yeah, whatever, it's the Premier League. I'm just going to get on with it. It's like he's mentally ready for this level. It's lovely. 2-1 to us. Davies on the ball again at the start of this second half, and Hodgkinson playing it back to Barr, back with Hodgkinson again. This is why I like playing Kieran Hodgkinson a little bit deeper. I just like to see him having as much time on the ball as possible. He's our best player. Give him the ball a lot. Rather than just expecting him to be up there doing the goals, just keep giving him the football. Costabile's got to do better there. I mean, he is offside in the end, so it doesn't really matter, I guess. Let's say he knew he was offside, but yeah, I mean, he gets possession of the ball unmarked inside the 6-yard box. He has to be hitting the back of the net there, offside or not. He's a striker. He's supposed to be our main goal threat. We can't have him kicking it straight at the goalkeeper from that kind of range. And Birmingham have equalised, and it's set piece time. Both their goals have come from corners. People say I exploit corners. Birmingham are all over it, doing the exact same thing today. It's 2-2. And we've got 25 minutes to find a winner in this game because, I mean, we've got to be disappointed with a draw in this. After the run we've been on, a draw is going to be disappointing in a game like this. Right, let's get Renan on. In fact, no, let's get Onyango on. Onyango can come on, and then we might bring Renan on up front. I've not used Renan up front in the Premier League. We're playing Renan up front. We're going to see what happens. Akani's going to come off for Collier as well. This is Renan's first opportunity to play as a centre-forward in the Premier League. He's got 20 minutes to show me why he should get a run playing in that position. We've kind of rotated between Costabile and Ali Basic as strikers this season, but now is Renan's opportunity to show me that he gets a run. And then, of course, it's an opportunity for Onyango then as well, if Renan gets to play up front. There is the ball over top to Renan, who looked offside. Maybe he's just beaten that offside trap brilliantly. I think he has. He's applied the finish. After all these years, am I finally going to start using Renan as a striker? Because he looked like one there. He's had one chance. It's a lovely ball from Connor Roberts. The Connor Roberts hate club. Can I just point out the quality of that pass from Connor Roberts there to play Renan in? It's 3-2 to home. And that was a beautiful goal. As it stands at the moment, we're up to 12th place in the Premier League as we at almost the halfway point of the season. This is crazy town for us. Birmingham attacking again. Interception from Barr. Hodgkinson now to Onyango, looking to play it up to Renan again, who does well to keep hold of the ball. And Roberts once again playing Renan in. And Renan is bursting into the penalty area, driving it across goal, and Richardson's there. But he was just a little too wide, and it's not his fault that he was too wide. It was a lovely driven cross. But Richardson was charging in off the left wing and couldn't get close enough to the goal quickly enough for the tap in. But it was good football again. Richardson, Renan, Roberts. It's all the R's. All the R's are combining for us. Richardson with the cross and Onyango. What a save from the Birmingham goalkeeper. It's come out to Nathan Curry, who's picked up a knock here. But we've got another corner. It's into the... We should have had a corner. I guess there was an offside in there. Because it certainly looked like a corner to me. But I think... Oh, for goodness sake. I finally decide Renan's a striker. By the time he's fit again, I'll have forgotten. And he'll be back out on the right wing for another 2 years because it's the story of his career. He's a little bit too injury prone for us to rely on as our main striker. I bet he's done his metatarsal or something here. That'll be him out for a long time. I don't know why I've just rescouted him. That original report was rubbish when it came through. Right, Renan, 3 to 6 weeks with a twisted ankle. Absolutely guaranteed by the time he's fit again, I will not remember how well he just played as a striker because I never, ever do. 5 games unbeaten now for us, though. This is beautiful stuff. Look at that glorious looking league table. Who are we playing next? Everton away. On the telly, no less. Right, I mentioned in the intro that Mrs Wearmouth had given us spensies for Brazilians. She did. She gave us another £8 million of transfer budget to spend in January, and we're pretty much ploughing through it now. Gilberto, not sure how you'd say this. Alberto Carlos, he's only costing 130,000, but he's Brazilian, and that's all that matters. He's a striker / right winger who is almost as good as Anyango already on the wing and has got potential to be better than both Onyango and Renan. He's one of the rare players we got fully scouted, which is why we moved from him. He's fully scouted, he's very quick, and he was cheap. He's not going to be the most talented player in the history of the football club. If we do a little comparison between him and, let's compare him to Renan, you can see that Renan is comfortably better than him in most areas. But then Renan is 23, Carlos is 18. He's got potential to become as good as Renan in these various positions. That's my thinking. Anyway, we've got ourselves a new Renan, basically. We've also got another one who plays in a similar role. Anderson Sebastião is a little bit more expensive, but can also play on the left wing as well. He's also very quick. They're basically the same mould, the two players. If we compare the two of them, Sebastião's a little bit better in the air, and Carlos is a little bit more technical, but they're both very quick. And that's really what we were looking for, quick attacking Brazilians. We can't afford the real fancy Brazilians just yet, so we're going for the cheap, fast ones in the hope that they become good. The other player we're trying to bring in is a right back, Damien Perrasato, who's a natural at both right back and left back. I know we've got plenty of fullbacks, but I actually think he might be good enough or become good enough to properly replace Nathan Curry at right back and free Curry up to be able to play in central midfield again, which, although I wouldn't necessarily want to use him there immediately because Akani and Hodgkinson's working at the moment, you could potentially go Akani and Curry and put Hodgkinson back in there where Connor Roberts is, maybe, or even Collier and Curry with Hodgkinson further forward. But like I say, at the moment, I'm enjoying Hodgkinson in central midfield. So this is the team for the Everton game then. The whole idea of rotation hasn't quite come off because Renan picked up his injury. Richards is back in today, but other than that, it is the same team that you just saw play in the previous game because one of the two players that I rotated got injured when he came off the bench. So we've abandoned rotation. This is the strongest team we've got available to us at the moment. Richardson did enough to obviously maintain a place on the bench, and looking forward to the future, it's probably going to be worth looking at either Richards or Richardson. Are they Richards and Richardson? Are you serious? That's only just occurred to me. Is he his son? At the same age? Or pretty much the same? Richardson is probably not Richards' son. I don't think. But either way, I rate both of them ahead of Ali Basic as wingers. I like Ali Basic as a striker or even better as a central midfielder. So if Renan is going to be playing as a striker, oh, that's lovely from Costabile. What composure and what a finish from Roberto Costabile to put us 1-0 up. Only 6 minutes gone. We're just going to have a look at this from the other angle before I continue with the Richards and Richardson conundrum. But there is your ball forward from Richards. It's a lovely pass into the path of Costabile. But that's just brilliant from Costabile. Lovely finish. That's why he's our striker. Forget Renan. Costabile's our striker, which does change what I was just talking about. Because my point was, if we're going to play Renan as a striker, I guess we've got Onyango who can play on the right. We've got Ali Basic who can play on the right. But it might be nice to be able to play Richards and Richardson together, as they seem to be the highest potential young wingers that we've got, who are both pretty much ready for regular runs in the first team, but they play in the exact same position and they're both one-position players. So one of them needs to play as a striker or play as a right winger, learn something else. So we perhaps need to look into that in training, is what I'm getting at. This is a note for future Kev. When you're editing this together, I know you've not written it down now, but maybe write it down as you're editing so you remember to stick one or both of them training to be an inside forward on the other side, because they're both quick, they're both direct. I think it could be really useful to have one of them cutting in off the right-hand side with the other one playing balls like that one we just saw from Richards from the left. Ali Basic knocks it back to Hodgkinson. Hodgkinson, lovely ball at the top for Costabile, who's in again. What a finish from Costabile. He heard me say Renan was the answer up front, and he's decided I'm a moron, and he's going to prove it to all of us. Second goal of the game for Costabile, who inexplicably is still not a guaranteed 40 match a season, or 38, I guess now we're in the Premier League, or 30 plus even game a season striker. We start him for 15, 20 games a season. when we've done it. This is his third year at the club, unbelievably, and he's capable of that in the Premier League, and he still doesn't start every game. I probably need to go all in on Costabile at this point, don't I? Because that was just excellent. Hodgkinson nods it down to Costabile again. Connor Roberts playing it out to McCartan, who's charging forward on the left-hand side, goes past his man, and McCartan's looking for a cross here, plays it back to Akani, who's in space, plays it into Costabile, and he has a 20-minute hat-trick away from home in the Premier League. This is a quite incredible run that we're on at the moment, and it's just been an incredible performance already from Roberto Costabile. This is ridiculous. Lovely football from McCartan and Akani combining there. The goalkeeper, there's going to be a lot of questions asked over the Everton goalkeeper there, who really should have done better and just dropped it straight into the path of Costabile. And after the 2 goals he'd already scored, he was never missing an opportunity like that. But we're 3-0 up away from home in the Premier League. This is nuts. And once again, we've been caught out trying to defend from our own corners. And I've lost count of the amount of times we've conceded that goal this year. And it's so bizarre because I never saw it before any lower down the league structure. I don't know if there's been an FM update. I haven't noticed one. Or if we're just, I don't know, the match engine is telling me you can't do this anymore at this level, Kev. You're not good enough. And we talked about it in the last episode. We're at the halfway point of the season now. And I still haven't adjusted my corner tactic to take account of the fact that keeps happening. Probably future Kev. Remember you were making notes before? I've got another one for you. For goodness sake, sort that nonsense out. Right, I think Connor Roberts had picked up an injury. He has. So options are Collier with pushing Hodgkinson further forward. I'm actually going to bring on Adam Blamplate, I think, and we'll just do like for like because I'm fully back on board with Kieran Hodgkinson as a central midfielder again. I know there's going to be groans from the comments section who've watched me play him there for 8 seasons and was so excited that he played as a striker. He played as an attacking midfielder. He wasn't getting the job done in those roles for us. Right, Nathan Curry is shattered. The actual message from the assistant manager is that he's 1 match away from a yellow card. Yeah, I'm more worried about the fact he looks like a broken man. So, hold on. How did I manage that? Why have I just taken off McCartan? Hold on. Right, let's try this again. So McCartan's going to go to right back. Then we're going to take off Curry and bring on Francis. That's what I was trying to do. And then for the final change, we could take off Ali Basic or Hodgkinson. They're both tired. We don't have Onyango on the bench, so that makes that an easy decision. Hodgkinson can come off. Collier's going to come on in midfield, and we'll just go with those 2 in there. Again, the problem with all the left footers, it's one of the reasons we put Hodgkinson back into midfield anyway, because all our other midfielders are left-footed. I don't like having 2 left-footers in there like we've got now. Akani, Collier, I think Grewcock is left-footed as well. Ali Basic's right-footed, but I've been playing him in much more attacking roles recently, either as a striker or out on the right wing. McCartan now with a free kick to make it 4. He can't. It goes wide. But once again, McCartan showing why I'll never fully commit to him as my right back because he's definitely a left back. He always favours that left foot. Even though he's theoretically either footed, I imagine if we were the kind of people who nosed around in the editor, he's probably got a 20 out of 20 for left footedness, like an 18 for right foot. It's enough to make him either, but clearly is a left footed player who's also good on his right foot, but he is a left back. Francis and McCartan are our 2 left backs. And then at right back, that's why we're trying to bring in another one to compete with Nathan Curry and get us more options. So we've got Santa Maria as well, I guess, who can play there. I just haven't really used him. Björn Anderson can play right back as well, actually, but not really. He could play right full back. I'm not sure he can play right wing back. Right, we've just won 2 matches in an episode. I didn't think that would be happening at any point this season. And we've got 25 points on the board already after 19 games. We only need another 5 wins and we're safe. I don't know how quickly they're going to come. We're obviously going to lose against Manchester City. It'd be nice to get something out of Leicester. I think we're going to come back tomorrow for the second leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final. We'll probably do that and Tottenham because it'd be nice to book a Wembley place. Plus, that shows us the end of the transfer window as well. If we can pick up before the next episode, Norwich, I was going to say Norwich at home, but Norwich beat us 6-0 or 5-0 earlier in the season. It was a 5-0. We're not getting anything out of Norwich unless they've started to tumble down the league. Norwich are pushing for a Champions League spot. So I'd expect to lose against Man City, lose against Norwich. We might pick up... We can get 3 points before the next episode, even if it's from draws against Leicester, Newcastle and Wolves. If we can be on 28 points by the time we come back, I'd be delighted ending January on 28 points with a Carabao Cup final booked. That'd be incredible. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.